All right, let's make sure you guys can see and hear me. If anyone can see and hear me, get in the chat so I know I'm not alone up in here. Let me get I can see you, I can hear you. I see you guys coming in here. And then we'll get this party started. Let's get a brave soul to comment. I can see you and hear you, or let's go. All right. All right, I'm going to get after it here. So, all right, let me coordinate my screens here. Still don't have anyone that chimed in here, so maybe you guys can't hear me. Someone get in the chat. There should be a chat on the page you're on. Just say, I can hear you, I can see you. Good to go. Well, surely. All right, good afternoon. So Daniel, you can see me and hear me? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's make the best use of our time up in here right before the okay, cool. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. All right. So welcome, everyone. So here's the thing. If you are in real estate, which is the reason that you're here, chances are you got into this business for freedom, whether that was freedom of time or freedom of money, or for a lot of agents, it's freedom to live life on your terms. The reality is for most agents, and this is even agents, team leaders, and broker owners, it looks a whole lot different. What ends up happening is that there is a ton of pressure to make things happen. There are really long hours in this business and ultimately less peace of mind. And today we're going to show you how to change all of that for good. So you are in the right place today. If you are selling homes by yourself, so you're just a solo traditional agent, I'm going to show you a system to add 2 to 3 transactions per month very quickly without paid leads, without cold calling, without expensive referral fees. Most importantly, without sacrificing your life. If you lead a team, so let's say you're a team leader, and that's the path that I went down in my journey. I want to show you how to scale your team profitably and sustainable, but without you carrying all the pressure. And if you're a broker owner, God bless you. I want to show you how to add massive value to your agents. That's the hardest part of being a broker owner. The grass is always greener at other brokerages, but I'm going to show you how to add massive value to your agents and how to grow your footprint while creating real leverage and freedom for yourself. And just to be clear, this is not a sales pitch. So I'm not selling coaching or technology or leads of any kind. Everything I'm about to go through is 100% free for those that qualify. And that's because of the way that our platform is structured. I'll get a little bit more into that later. So for now, just relax. I do want you to take notes as if your business life depended on what we're going to cover today. And I want you to think big and think outside of the traditional box that this industry has put us in. I really do, in my heart of hearts, believe that today what we cover can completely change your trajectory. So really brief story about me, just so you have a little bit of context. My first 10 months in the business was March 2007 to the end of the year. I sold 27 homes. Did all the things you could do wrong, but I generated all the business on my own, none from my broker. My first full year, I sold 44 homes. Fast forward a handful of years later, I 10x that business. I had 10 producing agents, did 453 sides. That was the year I took home over, I think about 1.2 million. Don't worry, I made all the mistakes you could possibly make, but I was able to get down to 1 day per week. So I really developed a knack for building systems that did the heavy lifting in my business. In 2013, I decided to help other agents and team leaders use this focus on systems and leverage in their businesses to make more money, but to do it in less time and to ultimately live the lifestyle that they deserved. And now I get to serve, thousands of agents globally. I think I'm in 6 countries serving different agents now. And they can plug into everything I used to charge a lot of money for free. So I built multiple multiple multi 7-figure businesses. And like I said, I've made all the mistakes you can make. Most importantly, though, everything I'm about to go through is not theory at all. It's all proven, and it's being used by agents, teams, and brokerages across, like I said, really all across the world at this point. So the goal today is twofold. I want to help you guys understand that the traditional real estate model is broken in a bunch of different ways, and we'll go through that. And I'm also going to show you the system that we built that fixes all of that permanently, that allows you to scale not only your income, but also your freedom. And we call that Agent Freedom OS, OS standing for operating system. So most agents, team leaders, and even broker owners got into real estate, like I said, chasing freedom, flexibility, financial potential, and ultimately independence. Somewhere along the line, the business began running you. So if you're traditionally successful, you're probably feeling like you're on this never-ending treadmill. The calls, the clients, the closings, the agents, all good things, but without systems and leverage, it becomes a never-ending treadmill, like I said. And that's what we're here today to fix. So before I talk about the solution, I want to be honest about the problem in the industry. So once you see what's keeping most agents, team leaders, and brokers trapped, you'll understand why this Agent Freedom OS model works so well. And the industry is designed only to teach you a plan on production, if that. If your traditional broker, your current broker is even teaching you how to do that. That's how to sell more homes, how to close more deals. It's designed to have a lot of agents selling 4, 5, 6 homes per year. So they pay their dues, they pay their splits, and they keep the machine, that traditional machine, running. But there is no roadmap for building leverage, residual income, and long-term wealth. That's just not in the traditional model. And that's why most real estate agents, team leaders, and broker owners spend decades, literally decades, working harder, but never achieve true freedom. And most agents are stuck on a treadmill, like I said, that will never end. If they're not showing homes or signing contracts, they're not getting paid. And even the top teams and brokerages face the same trap. The revenue in their business stops when they do. They're doing all the heavy lifting in their business. Their job is to quite literally keep their agents trapped on the transaction treadmill. It's the only way that model works, and it's not scalable, and it's definitely it almost feels a little fragile, that model. And it's not that hard. Work isn't the problem. So I would say real estate agents, in terms of entrepreneurs out there, are some of the hardest working people I know. So the problem isn't effort, it's structure. You cannot out hustle a model that was built without leverage or exit potential. The traditional model, it's not designed for leverage or exit potential. And without systems installed in your business, and we'll go through 3 core systems today, every new success just adds more stress. And so I'm going to cover all 3 of those systems, the 3 operating systems that make up Agent Freedom OS, here in a second. But I want you to evaluate the current platform that your business sits on. So, and this is just a simple scale of 1 to 5. 1, not so good in one of these 6 categories. 5, absolutely awesome when it comes to these 6 categories. So let's talk about your current business. How would you rate your current real estate business overall? And this is just you personally, the money that you're making, extracting from your business, the time that you're working, the stress that you're enduring. Scale of 1 to 5. How do you feel about your real estate business right now? Now I want you to jot down these answers, right? So there's a total, 6 times 5, total 30. And I want you to see where you are relative to the current platform that you're running your business on. So that's number 1, just overall, how do you feel about your business? Second is brokerage support. So is your broker or brokerage like providing actual lead generation levers for you to produce closings at will? Like swipeable, deployable lead generation levers where you can just install them in your business and they produce for you. Scale of 1 to 5, like the tactical, practical nuts and bolts of selling homes. I'm not talking about your brokerage buying leads and then making you pay 50% on 70%, that sort of thing. That is not what I'm talking about here. They're showing you how to build lead gen leverage in your business so you have autonomy from the lead gen portal. Scale of 1 to 5. How about the technology platform that your broker provides? Is that marketing and tech stack, is it actually helping you grow sales in your business? Is it actually helping you grow sales in your business? Most brokerages offer a tech stack or a marketing stack, but agents don't really use it. So scale of 1 to 5. How about agent collaboration? This is a big one. Are the top agents in your brokerage literally handing you their best stuff? Their listing presentation, their buyer presentation, their exactly how they're doing social media. Like tactical, practical, the best agents in your brokerage, are they handing you their stuff so you can swipe it and deploy it into your business? Scale of 1 to 5. How about residual income? Is there a plan that you put in place with your broker or your brokerage to build leverage income so that you can break free from the grind of real estate? Is there any kind of exit strategy whatsoever that you're working on with your broker? And I'm not saying this isn't like read this book on buying houses. It's like, is the model itself conducive for you to get paid to exit the business? And then impactful training. Your broker or brokerage, are they bringing you like real-time training that you can implement in your business as the market changes? Specifically, like AI, for example, are you learning from your broker, like how to multiple increase your business using AI, and are they teaching you it? Or are you having to just go figure it out on your own, which is typical in most brokerages? And I'll give you an example later how we can change that. So this is the last 100-year plus in the business. Most traditional brokerage, the structure is massively top heavy. A lot of layers in this machine. So you've got like this is a traditional franchise model. You've got the HQ, you've got regions, the country or the world is broken up in regions. And then you've got different franchise owners, and they go out and hire staff, and those staff members, recruit agents. And then the agents who are like frustrated, grinding, they make all the money that feeds the hierarchy, right? So it's this 4 to 5 layers that need to get paid for this machine to run as designed. And this model, make no mistake, that the real freedom and the real wealth building, it doesn't happen at the agent level. If you were to take any of the big traditional brokerages and line up 1,000 of their agents and ask them like, hey, is your broker, is this aligned around you achieving some level of wealth or freedom? And they're thinking about that last. The agent is the thing that keeps the entire machine running. And I would say there's as close to zero chance for the agent to create true freedom in their life in this model. Luckily, this is the old way. It's changing very, very quickly, and I'll get into some of that here in a minute. Because the way the traditional model is set up, there is no freedom, there is no leverage, and that doesn't matter. I've coached agents that are selling 20 homes a year, or 200 homes a year, or 1,000 homes per year. If your income stops when you do, that is not real success. And that's what we're about to cover here. That could change everything for you. So we've seen the trap clearly. The traditional model is designed to keep you busy, but not free. And the solution isn't to grind harder. So that's like typically this rise and grind culture. Like that's the answer to everything. It's not. The answer is to operate differently. Freedom is not a matter of effort. It's a matter of systems that are designed to create predictable income, leverage, and time. And that's exactly what we built inside of Agent Freedom OS. And this is a framework, a complete business operating system, comes in three parts for real estate professionals. It is built for it. And it doesn't matter if you're a traditional solo agent, if you're a team leader or wanting to build a team, or if you're currently a broker owner. Production OS, that's what helps you grow your real estate sales sustainably. No paid leads, no cold calling, no referral fees at closing, nothing like that. Attraction OS, that helps you multiply that income through leverage. And I'm going to break each of these operating systems down more specifically here in a little bit. And then Freedom OS, that's the operating system that helps you stay focused, disciplined, and ultimately fulfilled, right? We want to enjoy the ride here as we're building this thing. Together, these three operating systems, Production OS, Attraction OS, and Freedom OS, create a predictable path to absolute time and money freedom. And this is the formula that changes everything for those that have an open mind to really explore it. Production is the key. That creates consistent income, and you need that base, right? Attraction creates leverage, what we call leveraged income. That's your real wealth builder. When you combine them under one system, Agent Freedom OS, your business stops depending on your daily hustle and starts serving your life. And that's what this is all about. And that's what I want for every agent that ends up working with us is freedom. And once you partner with us, you'll get everything you need to grow your sales and scale your wealth. Everything is 100% swipe and deploy, ready to go. And we coach and mentor you along the way. No guesswork or trial and error whatsoever. So let's begin with the first part of the framework. And this is the most important piece. This is 99% of agents have to come in and get their production business dialed in. So this is Production OS, and this is the foundation of everything we teach. It's designed to give you a clear daily plan to grow your income predictably and sustainably. And the goal here is to help you, or if you bring in, you have a team, you bring in agents, or a broker owner, you bring in a bunch of agents with you. It's to help you add 2 to 3 transactions per month within 3 to 6 months of getting started. And again, this is not paid leads. This is not cold calling. There's no referral fees. There's no door knocking, none of those methods. It's all organic, attraction-based marketing, and then also exceptional client care. And the focus of Production OS is to challenge you to start thinking like a business builder. So 90% of your time is going to be spent being a real estate agent. We're not going to take that away from you, but I'm going to help you focus the other 10% of your mental rack space on becoming a business builder, because systems are the ultimate form of leverage. And this is not a get rich quick or magic bullet type setup, but this approach 100% works. We've worked through this with over 3,000 agents, on the paid side. It's free now. And there are a couple thousand agents in our world now that are using all these systems. So the goal here is to generate organic inbound leads that allow for sustainable growth. And that's the massive opportunity that your traditional broker is not helping you solve. It's to build an inbound lead generation and conversion system and end the vicious feast famine cycle that most every agent experiences in their business. Lead generation, it is the lifeblood of a real estate agent's business. Without a consistent flow of inbound organic leads, there are no deals. Problem is, though, that there are so many ways to generate leads. Some are like totally fruitless and some actually work. And there's no shortage of companies selling us new lead sources every day. Most sources generate cold leads that are hard to convert. I was on a call recently with Curtis Fenn, who's the CEO of RedX, and they have 5 seller lead gen sources. Phenomenal company, highly recommend them. He told me they did a study on the amount of leads sold to real estate agents in the last 12 months. It was 1 billion, 1 billion leads. And in the last 12 months, there were roughly 4 million transactions. So you can argue 2 sides, or 8 million commission checks. If every one of those 8 million commission checks came from a paid lead, what's the multiplier there? Like 125x? It's I think it's 125x multiplier. That is not the case, because probably only maybe 1 million of the 8 million came from paid leads. So many transactions happen with either social media or database, your database, right? So it's probably more like 1,000x multiplier, somewhere between 125x and 1,000x number of leads were sold to real estate agents than transactions that happen. So if you're buying leads, you're playing a loser's game. In a perfect world, you would generate warm inbound leads that convert way easier than these cold leads that are sold to us. And ultimately, the goal is for you to forever exit third-party leads and take back control of your business and have your results compound over time. And ultimately you have a chance, good chance of scaling your business if you desire to scale your business. So big picture here. This is the systems-based approach to lead generation. Big picture, the goal is to get more people to quote unquote know you and to add value to those people so that they fuel the growth of your business. That's the right side here. You use our database touch blueprint and brand authority builder. Those are two of the 10 lead gen levers that we have fully developed, that you deploy in your business and you install and operationalize it with our help. You just want to shift people from the left side, the other lead gen levers. There's like 8 other lead gen levers. We help you drive organic leads. So these are attraction-based marketing. So you're never worrying about a constant inflow of people that don't know you. You use our core systems of database touch blueprint and brand authority builder to warm up those agents. And we have some members selling. I just had one of our clients, he just hit 10 million GCI this year. So again, this is a dramatic example, but 60% of his business was from database touch blueprint. 60%. So 6 million GCI, roughly 600 transactions out of 1,000, right? So we have members doing, multiple deals per month on database touch blueprint and brand authority builder. Some are doing hundreds of homes per year on the systems on the right-hand side. Once you have these systems in place, they can absolutely scale because this stuff actually works and you're no longer searching for that easy button, that next lead gen system that's sold for you. So I know some of you are thinking this sounds amazing. Who wouldn't want to generate leads this way? The question is, why doesn't every agent have this in their business? Here's the thing though, and I think I'm just wired in a different way. Building systems in your business is hard, especially when you're trying to keep up with, being married and you've got kids and you're trying to maybe spend time with your creator, take care of your physical body, or have some friendships outside of family and work. Or maybe you're just not even wired this way. A lot of agents are just looking for the easy button because it sounds so good to think that someone can just print commission checks for you, right? Traditional methods, though, don't work. They only take you so far. And that's ultimately over a 12-year journey. That's why I built out the $1 Million Agent Method. There are 4 pillars that we build out together when you partner with us. First one is leverage lead generation. The 2 core systems there are database touch blueprint. Everything is swipe and deploy. Agent brand authority builder. That's essentially expanding your digital footprint. 8 other lead gen levers. The goal here is to help you build a steady flow of high quality inbound, organic buyer and seller leads. This is the sexiest part of the business. This is what everybody wants that we have when we help you install. Second part here is the appointment setting process. So this is all of your nurture sequences, text and email, proven scripts to maximize conversions. You have qualified appointments versus people that are going to waste your time. The goal here is to be able on the daily and the weekly to set consultations consistently and have prospects pre-sold on working with you. Then we've got the third pillar's consultation frameworks. You'll get access to all of our custom buyer and seller presentation, all editable, all swipeable, Canva templates for everything. You'll get all of our appointment tools, our systems, our buyer packet, seller packet, pre-list packet, editable templates. All of our editable templates alone probably will save you easily hundreds of hours. The goal here is even with folks that don't really know you yet, you're converting at an 80+%. So on listing appointments with someone that doesn't know you, 80 to 90+% of the time, you're going to win over that client at your desired commission, including transaction fees. And then you've got our leverage client cares, the 4th pillar. This is all the listing and closing coordinator scripts and checklists, all of our client care workflow and productivity management tools. And at some point, you'll want to buy back your time, maybe with a showing agent or an admin or a virtual assistant. The goal here is very specific. Every client that you work with, the goal is to turn them into 1 to 2 additional closings using repeatable processes. So this stuff really does work. And when you build this the right way, you will scale your business. You will achieve time and money freedom. Most importantly, you will have the impact in the areas of life that truly matter. And so in practice, on the daily, You are generating inbound organic leads consistently using our attraction-based marketing methods. The nurture sequences then handle the 90% of buyer and seller leads that aren't ready to transact yet. And those lead nurture systems then serve up qualified prospects that are pre-sold on working with you when the time is right for them. You then use our proven consultation frameworks to help maximize conversions. And once they are clients, our client care compound effect helps drive referrals without having to beg for them. And to top it off, you'll have the entire tech and marketing stack doing all the heavy lifting for you and keeping you organized and on track. And here's the cool thing. If you look on the right side of this slide, doesn't matter where you are in the journey. We have 7 stages overall, but the goal of Production OS is to help you navigate these 4 stages. So whether you're trying to get to 100K GCI in a year, or go from 100 to 250, or to get to 500, or to get to 1 million, we have members doing a whole lot more than even 1 million GCI. But no matter where you are in your journey, we have the right thing to focus on at the right time. That's the key with all of this. So inside our custom built platform, you'll have access to, like I said, every lead gen lever and the rest of the 4 pillars. 10 proven lead gen levers. Each are good for multiple transactions per month once they're fully installed and operational. You can't install all of them, though. That is kind of the kiss of death, right? You can read them there. I wouldn't mess with anything else but Database Touch Blueprint and Brand Authority Builder, maybe Client Care Compound Effect. Using those 3 lead gen, maybe Social Proof, layer that one in there. Each of them are good for multiple transactions, and you've got 3 or 4 that you could work on. So this is not a very complicated system, but it does multiply and scale over time. You're going to get hundreds of swipe files. So every template, every presentation, every tracking sheet, the step-by-step process document for every system that you'll install. Everything we used to guard behind a paywall is now free for those that partner with us. And even if you break down the individual lead generation levers, you'll have samples and swipe files, idea generators. Like I said, all the process documents, training videos, nothing is held back. The goal here is to get your production ramped up as fast as possible. And again, just a reminder, this is not paid leads. I'm not selling leads. This is not cold calling or door knocking. I was more of a direct response marketer. So you'll learn attraction-based marketing, and there's no referral fees or anything like that we're collecting at closing. And here's the cool thing. Every week I'm going to coach and mentor you live. So the goal is that you're always in momentum. My team is also available to answer any questions. If you ever need anything, you can't find a document or a system or a recording of a call that you might have missed. My team is also responsible for onboarding you personally and any agents that you bring with you into the Agent Freedom OS, or Agent Freedom Collective, as we call it. So you won't have to mess around with any of that stuff as well. Plus, we have a thriving community, and I would say we are all like-minded agents searching for freedom, willing to build systems into our business, or at least willing to follow a process to build systems. And we have, individual agents, we have team leaders, we have broker owners. These are folks that you can lean on to navigate this journey. We're over 2,500 strong inside of Agent Freedom Collective. And the goal by 2030 is to get to 10,000 and beyond. So this stuff works. It's super predictable. This is not something new that was generated inside this platform to attract agents to us. We've been using all of this in our own businesses. And I've been working with people on the paid coaching side, which I totally wound down my paid coaching company. I do not charge for any of this anymore. And we started doing that in 2013. So a few thousand folks have paid for this stuff. Now it's free to agents that partner with us. And you don't need to take my word for it. Between our delighted reviews or Google reviews or video testimonials, probably 500-600 or so of those clients have said really good things about us online. So you can go check that out. And here's the thing, when your lead generation and conversion systems are dialed in, your business will stop feeling so chaotic. You can finally plan your income, your time off, and you can plan your life with confidence. And that's why Production OS is the foundation of everything else. It creates the peace of mind that most agents are struggling with and that consistency that you're yearning. So again, all of this is completely free when you partner with us. So Once you've built a solid production system, all of that was just production OS. That was a single leg of the three-legged stool that we're going to talk about today. It's time to think beyond the next deal. So your production businesses are in order. We're going to think beyond that. The real freedom comes when you stop trading time for money and start building income that continues whether you're working or not. And that's where attraction OS comes in. So this is the wealth building engine of Agent Freedom OS. And this is not about recruiting. It's about helping other agents that are struggling win. And there are a lot of agents struggling right now. They need help. Sadly, their brokers are not equipped to give that help to them. When you share the same tools and systems and community that are helping you grow, that's when you create leverage, and that leverage builds lasting residual income. Most successful agents, teams, and broker owners make one critical mistake. And this is not specific to real estate. This is any business owner. They build a job instead of an asset. When you stop working, everything stops. That is a prison. That is not freedom. Attraction OS flips that equation by letting you create income that continues while you're helping clients. You could be on vacation. You could be asleep. The money keeps coming in. Here's how it works. You don't have to train, manage, or onboard agents yourself. So that is a fallacy in this platform. We do all of that inside of Agent Freedom Collective. That's the massive leverage point here. When you would introduce an agent to our community, we coach them through Production OS and help them get those production systems implemented. They get everything we've covered 100% free as well. So you don't have to train them or care for them personally. When they win, you get rewarded every time they close a deal. And we take the heavy lift on getting them. We take the heavy lift on getting them up and running and productive. And here's the thing, when I finally slowed down to study this model, I finally realized the true power in it. Not only, I mean, I talked to thousands of agents, coached 1,000 of agents. Not only did I already know that there was no pot of gold at the end of the production rainbow, the reality is most agents would never be able to exit this industry gracefully under the traditional model. And so this is a little bit of a break in the operating system and the three-legged stool I was talking about, but this is something that you need to understand. I call this the math of freedom. This was my aha moment around this platform and the impact that I can have on agents as a result of me understanding this. There is a Trinity study. It's a well-known study. You can Google it. It tells us that you can withdraw 4% of your investment capital without risking the principal. So I learned this straight from Tony Robbins' Wealth Mastery in Fiji. It's called the 4% rule. And so if you have a million, 250,000, so $1.25 million in retirement savings, this is liquid net worth. And you were to withdraw 4% of that, you would not hurt that base capital, right? So you wouldn't like run out of money too early, but you'd only be able to withdraw $50,000. And $50,000 for most agents is not enough money to live off of. But most agents will never even save $1.25 million liquid net worth. That's outside of your home equity, outside of cars or stuff you own. This is like liquid net worth. And another way of saying it is, and this is like retirement savings targets by age. Let's say you're 67 and you want to retire and you just made $150,000. The rule of thumb says that you need to have 10x the 150,000 or 1.5 million liquid outside of your home, outside of any other physical assets, 1.5 million liquid to be able to retire. So pick your age and do a multiplier on your annual income, and you can see if you're where you need to be. And there's an exercise I take people through, and this is worth you understanding this number and has nothing to do with whether or not we partner together, but you need to know your I'm done number. When I ask an agent, let me just ask you as you're watching this here, what's your I'm done number? So your I'm done number is what's the monthly residual income that you would need to have coming in that's independent of the activities you do every day so you can just unplug and not have to grind and not have to work. Most agents will say 10 or 20,000. My number was 40,000. So when I went through this exercise, I'm like, okay, 40,000 equals 480 per year. Annual residual income equals, $12 million liquid net worth required at the 4% rule. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm not where I need to be. Most agents will say 10 to 20,000, which is $3 million liquid to $6 million liquid. Let that sink in for a second. 3 million liquid equals $10,000 per month residual. And so you need to face the reality of where you are. And this is simple math. If your I'm done number is $20,000 per month, that equates to 6 million net worth, liquid net worth. If you've saved $1 million so far, let's say liquid net worth, like you can cut me a check for $1 million in the next 7 days, the delta is 5 million. So 6 million is your I'm done number. You've saved $1 million. The delta is 5 million. If you were saving $250,000 per year, so if you were putting away into savings, simple math, no interest, putting away 250,000 per year, you're 20 years away from bridging the gap between 6 million and $1 million. So the question you need to ask yourself, are you where you want to be at this point in your journey? And this is where it all comes together, that if you understand what we're talking about here, your production, us getting you like stabilized and increasing your production, that's going to fund your present. Attraction is what builds the future. You're building a legacy income stream, not by recruiting, but by empowering other agents to use the same proven systems that you're already using. The first two systems, production OS and attraction OS, that's going to give you the income you need on the current, and then the wealth building for the future. True freedom, though, requires one more thing, and it's mastery over your time, focus, and mindset. And that's the third part of Agent Freedom OS, and then we call it Freedom OS. And this is about creating the structure that allows freedom to flourish. It's the framework for how you think, how you plan, and how you execute. Because if you don't control your schedule, your business will. You'll learn how to build your days, your weeks, and your quarters around what truly matters. And that's business growth and life alignment. Once you're in our world, you will know that I have dashboards and trackers. They're very simple to operate, but Freedom OS centers around the Agent Freedom dashboard. And the cool thing here is that it breaks down everything that you need to do to build your production business and also your attraction business, and also to achieve freedom in the areas of life that truly matter. It breaks it down into daily actions inside of 90-day cycles. So you always know where to focus. There's no guesswork whatsoever. There's no chaos. There's just measurable progress, little things that you could do every day inside a clear structure. In order to be able to win at work and win at home, we must deploy proven tactics and strategies around productivity, time management, and mindset. And we don't do this only in our businesses, but also in the areas of life that matter most: our relationships, our faith walk, our physical bodies, marriage, kids, all of this stuff, right? So it's not about just winning in the business. And freedom isn't achieved through motivation, right? It's easy to get pumped up on the daily. It's achieved through implementation. And that's where all of these systems tie together. And it's very unique from anything you've ever seen before. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money attending Tony Robbins events and different coaching. And I did Mastery University and went to Fiji a couple of times. I love this quote. He says, "Knowledge is only potential power. Freedom OS helps you translate what you learn into what you do consistently every week." So the question is, all of this sounds awesome, but how do you access all of this? And it's inside of Agent Freedom Collective, powered by eXp Realty. So we'll talk about the platform here a little bit. eXp, the way this platform is set up, it powers everything that we've talked about. It's a cloud-based, agent-owned platform designed for collaboration and massive leverage. We've got world-class tech, training, wealth building opportunities, all without the overhead and politics of traditional brokerages. And going back to the last 100 years, we kind of went through this slide already, the massive overhead and layers on the traditional model. Our founder, Glenn Sanford, kind of flipped the model, made every agent an owner, and it's all organized via a cloud-based environment where you've got a lead gen stack, a technology stack, all the training you could ever need by agents that are actually doing it in their business. We've got a healthcare plan. We have multiple stock awards, revenue share through agent attraction, and massive collaboration. And it's not like industry innovation isn't happening everywhere. And I mean, talk about AI disrupting, right? EXP Realty, though, has massively disrupted the real estate brokerage space. So we're just continuing to evolve in terms of disrupting more and more. And EXP is the foundation that powers everything that we're talking about. This is a global network of top producers that are helping each other win. The coolest part of this, and it's hard to really get a grip on this until you're actually in our world. When you grow, we all win in this platform. So we are all fighting for each other to win. That is not normal at other brokerages. I'm not going to go through our entire value stack, but if you were to think about comparing your current platform that you are hanging your license, the brokerage that you're with, just take a screenshot here and maybe compare it against what your offering looks like right now. In our low monthly fee of $85, we get all the tech, all the lead gen, all the training, all the support, and a whole bunch of auxiliary services that you can plug into, all included inside of this. I talked about the top agents in your brokerage giving away their best stuff. We have, what is that? 11 agents that are using AI in their businesses to generate actual transactions that are all giving it away over a series of 11. We're calling it the AI accelerator. You'll have access to it when you come in. It's all recorded. But most brokerages are not doing this. The broker owner is barely figuring out how to use AI themselves, right? And the model that makes this all possible is the fact that I am paid by EXP to help agents succeed that are in my organization. So your ability to build leverage income with revenue share through agent attraction is like you come into our world and there are some agents that that are struggling that you can bring with you. And they know some agents who know some agents that are struggling that once they plug into Agent Freedom Collective, life and business will change forever for them. So this is where I tie my aha moment together. Think about the 20,000 per month in the other example. That, let's say that's your I'm done number. That equated to 6 million liquid net worth. So if you can't write me a check for $1 million in the next 7 days liquid net worth, let alone $6 million, which equates to 20,000 per month, this is the example I want you to pay attention to. And this is your exit strategy. I don't care what you think about EXP. I don't care what you think about recruiting. We take on the heavy lifting of caring for any agent you bring into our world, right? I take that on. That's our responsibility inside of Agent Freedom Collective. But this simple example shows that you bring in one agent every quarter, every 90 days for 3 years. You bring 12 agents to EXP. They bring 36 total, so only 3 each. You bring in 12. We'll show you how to do it. It's not very complicated. We do all of it alongside you. Let's say they really suck and they only bring in a quarter as many agents as you brought in. So the 12 turns into 36. Let's say those 36 only bring in like 1.5 agents in the next year or so. So that turns into 54, and then it gets worse from there. So maybe 125, 150 agents at an average price point of 475, 2.75 average commission. Let's say they sell 6 homes on average. This is an annual income stream, residual leverage income of $252,000, a little more than $20,000 per month, right? So it's not a question of like, you don't have to come in and focus on attraction OS or, that attraction pillar, but based on where you are today, how confident are you in terms of where you're going? That's the real question. Is it more likely that you can bring in an agent every 90 days? So essentially attract 10 to 15 agents in the next 2 to 3 years, or is it more likely that you can save $3 to $6 million in the next 10 to 20 plus years? Right? Remember that example with the 6 million and the 1 million and the 250,000 per year you'd have to be able to save over 20 years. What's more likely? And so the question I get asked all the time, how is this model really different? There's never been a platform like this where we can help other agents win. It's been a cutthroat industry. Our interests are aligned, so I can work for you for free. if your business grows, we all win in this model. And this level of collaboration has never been experienced before. So I truly believe in my heart of hearts, as much as I've endured all the different ways to build in this industry, that the fastest way to grow and scale your real estate business and achieve time and money freedom is to partner with Agent Freedom Collective, powered by eXp Realty. And you could do it without ever paying for coaching, training, or technology ever again. The truth is, most agents are overworked and under fulfilled. Agent Freedom Collective, we have the systems, the tools, swipe and deploy, and the community to help agents grow with margin in their day and more mental rack space, more peace. To do it with a mission and to do it around this concept of multiplication and helping others. We exist to help agents grow their sales. For sure, we want to focus on production, but we want to help you grow your residual income so you can gracefully exit when the time is right. And by partnering with Agent Freedom Collective at eXp Realty, the mission is clear. I do want to help you grow and scale your business, but also your life. This whole time and money freedom concept is near and dear to my heart. Bringing in an extra $10, $15, $20,000 a month into your household will change everything for you. Ultimately, though, I want to help you live your life with meaning, purpose, and impact. So if I can boil it down into kind of like a simple mission here, is to help real estate agents build enduring wealth through increased production and leveraged attraction, creating true time and money freedom so you can focus on the areas of life that truly matter. So if you want to go further, faster, partnering with us and specifically reaching back out to the agent that invited you here today, we're definitely looking for a particular kind of real estate agent. If you're tired of, getting feeling overworked, underpaid, you're overwhelmed, or you can scale your business, but you want to do it without sacrificing your personal life. You don't want to give up on the things that matter most. You have the capacity to add 2 to 3 deals per month, or agents on your team or inside your brokerage have the capacity to add deals per month, and you're willing to look at things a little differently. So we typically do challenge the status quo in the real estate industry in terms of taking our unfair share of the market. But you have to be ready to start building real wealth, and we're going to help you. We're going to come alongside you. So it's not this Lone Ranger environment that we lived in for so long. So if you want to design and build a future together, we're going to help you do that. And it is about true time and money freedom. The personal growth journey that you will go on is going to be awesome. And eXp, the cool thing is that you own your brand, you own your business or team, or even if you bring a group of agents in, eXp is simply the platform that you'll do it with. And the goal is simple. Yes, I want to help you make more money. So I am a capitalist at heart, but I want to help you experience more freedom so that you can have more impact in the areas of life that truly matter. And while you might not see your path to growth clearly just yet, it will become clear once we partner together and get to work, because not only is growth possible in this platform, it is highly predictable when you follow a system. So you've got a choice. You could keep doing what you're doing and kind of keep going down the path that you're on now, or start building freedom now. And I do believe that one decision can change your entire trajectory. So I really do honor you for taking a little bit of time out of your schedule to investigate, dig into this model, what it would look like to partner with Agent Freedom Collective, powered by eXp Realty. Reach back out to the person that invited you here and ask them about next steps. If it was me, you probably have my cell phone number. You can text me. If it was an agent that in my organization, definitely reach back out to them and ask them about next steps. And that is all I've got today. So much love, so much respect. We will see you guys soon. Be good.